All right, hey guys. Me and Bobby here got to go see a free screener of Power Rangers. Not like what, 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, very short time. It's still fresh.
Very fresh. We're gonna quickly just go over what we thought. I liked it. Bobby?
So Devin is a lifelong fan of Power Rangers. We did the math, like, literally.
Yes.
I am quite casual with Power Rangers, so I would watch Power Rangers when I was like 5, and I would just hop on the couch until I was exhausted and go to sleep. That's how I am on the fan spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I certainly think that there's room for improvement, which we'll get into after this. But I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Not too high. Not too high because I'm a fanboy. I can't like.
I'm getting one up.
No. One of the things I liked about it, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this, is the character development of the Rangers themselves is actually a good change, a very good change. If you guys have heard over social media, there's a autistic character, which is the Blue Ranger.
Right.
He's autistic.
Billy.
Billy, yes. Which actually serves his character pretty well. It's not really a bad thing. It's not even put up as a gimmick. It's actually just genuinely a nice thing.
Yeah,
He's a sweet kid. No. And I liked him. He was very funny in the movie. He was very likable. The character who's going to be gay, is the Yellow Ranger, of course.
Right.
Trini. But it's presented in such a way. All these things are presented in such a way that it's realistic problems for teenagers to have. So they're not just like, I'm gay. It's like, am I gay? How do I tell my parents I'm gay?
Yeah.
Why? How they accept it? It's more.
They give that identity crisis some respect, which is really good to see. Especially when I think that action movies might have a reputation for treating certain subgroups or people that belong to a certain spectrum of people. They tend to oversimplify them. So it was really refreshing to see, they're clearly still self-searching.
Yeah.
Which is nice because she doesn't immediately arrive at an answer. Just like so conveniently just plucks an orientation from the air.
Yeah.
So that's still a story of hers. And there are other stories like that.
Oh no, there's other stories like that. And I liked how, of course, they had to develop. These are the Power Rangers at their first. They are not good at it, and they're still learning. And there's some humorous stuff in there that we're not going to spoil. No spoilers of the ending.
No spoilers.
But there are a lot of stuff, of showing how much they're growing. And Bryan Cranston as Zordon. They did a good twist with Zordon. Rita? I'm gonna get to Rita on the improvements.
Well, yeah. We'll start off with. I'm gonna start off with what I think that Power Rangers did right. And then we'll go into like why it's not a 10 later. To just mirror Devin, it was so well paced. Like, if you're walking into like an action movie, and you're just like barraged with action, I'm the kind of viewer who will get bored because there's no emotional investment.
Oh. Okay.
So Power Rangers, and the director is who?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, the screenwriter, the producers, they really give you a lot of weight behind who these people are, to make their lives worth caring about. There are certainly some moments. Another thing that I loved about this movie is they don't play it safe.
No,
you get shocked. There is an event in the first 5-10 minutes that happens. And
yes. Mm-hmm. We'll keep that later.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's for the film theorists to talk about for later. But let's move on to the improvements that the movie could have made.
That sounds
for
great.
me. And I'll make this very quick because I'm not gonna. We talked about this for the entire ride, but Rita was a bit weak as a villain. Not in a way that she's just a bad villain, but there could have been improvements.
Yeah.
In my eyes, she was not as fun as the original Rita. She was strictly a villain, and in a movie that makes a good effort to develop its characters to have her just out and out evil and flat villain.
Just like Billy, like this. Jason, like this.
Trini is especially like this.
Yeah, and same with Kimberly.
Zach and Kimberly, and then Rita.
You've got Rita, just like bam.
Because even Zordon isn't just like the flat. Originally in the show, he was just a mentor character. He's just the guy to lead the Power Rangers. And this, he's actually, and this isn't a spoiler, but he's actually wanting to come back into the fight in his way. Really, and I'm not going to spoil that either, but
really interesting.
Yeah, he does want to come back into the fight beyond being a mentor. So that also adds layers to the character too. So it's the one character who doesn't get layers as much as everybody else is Rita.
The villain, yeah.
And her backstory, her new backstory, adds a few little plot holes that I can't gel with in a sense.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say that could be improved, I guess, we're in a parking lot right now. We're doing a review in a parking lot.
That's just us. We're at a bar though.
Oh yeah. But the last thing I'll say before I let you in on it, the fighting, the Zord fighting is okay. In my eyes, it's okay. It's big, it's bombastic, but the weight of it isn't particularly there. And the fact that the Rangers, and this is a spoiler, so minor spoiler, but a spoiler nonetheless, the Rangers do not fight on the ground all that much. So if you're waiting for them in the suits, you're gonna get it, but you're not gonna get much of it. You're not even gonna get all of them getting their weapons in this one, so.
And that is a perfect point for me to segue into my nodes of improvement, things that I would like to see if we're lucky enough to get a second installment.
Oh, yeah. And this deserves a second installment.
I completely agree.
I'll say that right now.
But when you spend so much time cultivating these great characters, these multifaceted, multidimensional people, you've got humans in front of you, it's really, so there's a whole thread about, morphing. That's all I'll say, to not take the experience from you. But, there is a detail. You see a weapon, appear, and it's never given any weight. It's never given any
gravitas.
Exactly.
Really.
So you just see, I won't say who it is, but. But you just see it on screen once and you're just like, what? Like, there's not gonna be like a soul search behind this. He shows up just like in a fight
with it. He's like, wait, I got an idea.
Yeah,
back in.
Exactly. And also and Devin tipped me off to this, and I think it's really awesome. Like the way that these characters fight are externalizations of their inner
turmoils, their personalities, really.
Their personalities, their outlooks, why some of them don't get along initially, and then what they do, how they alleviate that discord. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of I will say this movie does something that I particularly hate. I'm a huge fan of The Raid, which is just a beautiful storytelling as a narrative tool. And Power Rangers, coming from its origins, has always hosted really strong choreography.
Yeah.
And you'll get Ozu-esque views where the camera's stagnant and it's just getting everybody in because each fighter is doing something that is so, you might want to revisit it. It's that compelling. In this, and this is my gripe, I feel like the stunt choreography, fight choreography, awesome, but the editor ended up being a fight choreographer just to keep things interesting. And if you need to keep things interesting, it means your choreography might not be strong enough.
No, that and also the CGI. CGI really was doing the fighting more than the actual Rangers.
Yeah.
And that was, again, because the suits are more CGI than they are practical. And I would have really just rather have had practical suits and just watched them actually do good fight scenes.
They're mesmerizing. Yeah.
Because
there's so much CGI in this generation of film goers. So when you see a well done practical effect, jaws drop, eyes widen, you get a reaction.
Yeah.
Now you kind of just
It's like, it's an action scene,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. They punched in action scene into the computer and it popped out a scene for us.
Right, yeah. I was like, or like, this person's gonna win. So you start drifting away from the moment because it's just not compelling.
Yeah. Though, not to say the action scenes were absolute garbage. They were still well done. To a point. They did almost get into shaky cam territory. And I didn't like that. But they edged out.
Yeah.
Stuff like the Megazord. And this is another minor spoiler. You will see no morphing sequence in this. You will see no morphing sequence. You won't see a sequence where the Megazord comes together. It just kind of is there.
One of the most beautiful things about Tokusatsu is seeing these transformations, and it is,
it's a little disappointing that you don't get it's morphing time. I mean, yes, they still do a good job emotionally having their first transformation.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's a big moment.
It's a huge moment, and I'm not knocking it. But I do miss
slight spoiler. Eventually, they morph. So you're not getting a Power Rangers film without actual Power Rangers. Sorry to spoil that for you. If you didn't see that coming, though,
but if you're looking for, and that's fine, because again, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was the one season where they really didn't have a morphing sequence. Fans of Power Rangers, we love our morphing sequences. We love it when the show shot cuts away and you just get to see like the armor come on to them in like the negative zone,
like a tight shot on the belt, and then
like boom, everything comes on. But no, that doesn't happen in this movie. And the Megazord combining, you don't get to see the Megazord combined. It's kind of more obscured, and then it just kind of. And again, they try to make it very grandiose. They try to make it very big.
Right.
It's a big appearance. But it's something where there are a few small things that I wish were implemented so that we could really get a good feel from this.
Exactly.
And
I think the tone you might be picking up is CGI is heavily relied upon.
Yes.
And in a genre where practical effects and great choreography are like the champions.
Yeah.
So if that could be changed for Power Rangers 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. If Power Rangers 2 or a director cuts come out and there's more fighting, I'm fine. I just wanted to see the Rangers use their weapons a little more, see them in the streets. I really wish I had seen them in the streets of Angel Grove, protecting citizens and taking out the putties. But we get a little of that, but we don't get a lot of that. And seeing that would have been very Power Rangers to me.
Exactly, yeah. And I can add on to that because of the big enemy mech. Goldar.
Yeah.
They changed Goldar's appearance. Now he's very gelatinous. You can think of like Terminator 2. You just like
things. Yeah. That's actually a good.
So they totally had an opportunity to use that to their advantage, where they could have Goldar like
morphing and segmenting and like just reforming and stuff like that.
Exactly,
yeah.
and you can have like a 5-on-5 Goldar separated as like 5, and
that would have been. Oh yeah.
Come on.
Get this guy a writer's credit.
I'm making an attempt. What can I say? And then like, what if like they start winning and you're just like, yeah, we got this, and you have this really emotional scene where this does not happen. This is all
this is all in our heads.
Yeah,
just in his head, really, because none of this happens.
But it would be so awesome, and it would be a great emotional moment where like the Power Rangers are actually like their first fight ever. They're winning. This is awesome. It was like, we're gonna beat this guy.
And then he turns giant, and then it's like, oh no!
You get this big, like, tight shot. It's just like, okay.
Yes. yeah. You're making a better movie in your head. Not a better movie, a better ending. Let's say that. You're making a better ending in your head.
Right.
But we're gonna cut it off here. We've been going on for a good bit, but. Again, guys, go see it. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Pretty entertaining, if not for just the character stuff. Don't mind about the action scene stuff. It's entertaining enough. CGI could have been a little bit better, but hey, this was Jaime Saban. We all know how cheap he is. So for the budget this movie had, or no budget as this movie might not have had, it was still a good outing. The writing was on point. The acting was pretty good. It was. There weren't too many bad acting moments. Bryan Cranston did a good job. Everybody did a pretty good job as their characters, especially Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme, the
Thank
star
you.
of the movie.
Yeah. You will
love Krispy Kreme by the end of this movie.
And might I add to the irony, we're currently shooting this in front of a donut shop.
Oh my God, yeah, we are.
So you can appreciate that. This is a very
This is our off-brand Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. So we'll end there. We won't explain what we mean by that, but you'll appreciate. You might even think of us.
Think of us.
When you see what you see. I thought it was cute. It didn't ruin it for me.
No.
Loved it.
Still liked it. As a Power Rangers fan, they do introduce ideas that are introduced in the show and create a good, solid timeline, especially for the American version of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
P.S. The Zeo Crystals show up. You're welcome. Anywho, until next time, y'all. Peace.